Military life is unpredictable, but at American Military University, you can count on your education being wherever life takes you. Learn more at amu.apus.edu.
Looking for these better days.
It is Monday, March 16th. I'm Scott Seidenberg. Here's what you need to know to make today a better day. Let the madness begin. We officially have the NCAA tournament bracket. We will go through our bracket process starting here on this program. And the United States outlasts the Dominican Republic to advance to the World Baseball Classic Championship game. Mackenzie Rivers joins me on this episode of Better Day, presented by FanDuel. Mackenzie, the field of 68 has been unveiled. I said we're going to do our process starting today, meaning the gut bracket, then the analysis, then the calculated bracket, and then our final bracket prior to Thursday's first round. Have you thought about the process lately? I'm sure you've looked at the bracket. You've started to think of things. I tried to, after seeing the unveiling and watching the selection show, I tried to ignore a lot of the noise because I really did want to fill out a gut bracket without any analysis.
Yeah, I've thought about it more structurally, some conversations about where we are in the state of CBB as far as NIL. Last year was one of the most favorite, dominant, most lower seed or better seed dominant brackets that we've seen. This year, a lot of people are saying, with the injuries that Duke and other teams have had, maybe we'll get a little bit more splash in the early days. Maybe not, in Duke's case, in the first couple of games. But I think I kind of want to look at Mott's. I kind of think, with a few exceptions, I don't love Florida. I don't love a couple of these teams. With a few exceptions, I do think it's going to be a favorite dominant tournament again.
I would agree with that, and we have a ton of information that we can give to you guys on some seeding things, some tournament history, but really the bulk of this conversation is we'll go through some spreads, but we will fill out our gut bracket here for the NCAA tournament, and then, like I said, we take the paper, we fold it up, we put it away, and we don't look at it again until Thursday morning after we complete our analytical bracket, after talking with experts and doing all our research and analysis, and then we compare the two brackets to come up with our final bracket, which will be emailed out, on that Thursday morning newsletter for you guys in time to get into whatever contest you want to get into, right before the first round tips off on Thursday. We'll send that at 6 a.m. Eastern time. Okay. Let's take a look at some tournament history, Mackenzie. And we have the first four games that start here on Tuesday. And here is your schedule for the first four in Dayton. Now, these are the I still call it the play-in round. Do you remember that one year where the NCAA tournament was like, we're going to call this the first round?
Yes.
And then the first round is going to be the second round. And then the second round is going to be called the round of 32. And everyone was like, no, don't do that again.
Yeah, right.
So
The first round when
four,
every team is playing, except not this year.
The first four is officially the first four, the play-in games in Dayton. Game number one coming up tomorrow night, the 16th seed matchup in the Midwest region, UMBC taking on Howard. UMBC up on FanDuel right now is a 2.5-point favorite for that game. And then your second game tomorrow is going to feature the 11th seed matchup in the West region, Texas against NC State. And currently up on FanDuel, Texas is a 1.5-point favorite. And then on Wednesday, the 16th seed matchup in the South region, Prairie View A&M against Lehigh. And up on FanDuel right now, Lehigh, a 2.5-point favorite. And then the 11th seed matchup in the Midwest region, SMU against Miami of Ohio. Yes, 31-1. Miami of Ohio is in the NCAA tournament, Mackenzie. They are in the first four. We're up on FanDuel right now. They are a 7.5-point dog to SMU.
They deserve it. Come on. How many times do you have to win to get into the dance?
But the market telling us that this is a team that doesn't even come close to one of the like middle of the road or like bottom tier teams in the ACC and SMU.
Yeah, they're going to lose.
It's as simple as that. That's your first gut bracket. Well, I mentioned those teams out of the first four, and it's important to look at those 11th seed games. So Miami of Ohio, SMU, and Texas against NC State, because history has shown that at least one team from the first four has advanced to the second round in 12 of the 14 tournaments that it has existed. So, Mac, if you're picking one of these teams to win in the first four and then win in the first round, who would it be?
I mean, it's for me, is who's going to go down, and I think BYU might be the vulnerable team.
Okay.
So Texas over BYU. It's hardly an
So
upset.
the Texas NC State winner over BYU.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if it were to be Miami of Ohio or SMU, they would have to take on Tennessee, and yeah, you definitely like Tennessee in that matchup as well. I mean, although I like BYU as well, but hey, history tells us 12 out of the last 14 tournaments, a team from the first four has advanced to the second round. Here's some other quick tidbits about the NCAA tournament. At least one top four seed, Mackenzie, has lost in the first round in 15 of the last 17 tournaments.
Say that again.
At least one top four seed
Okay.
has lost in the first round in 15 of the last 17
Now
tournaments.
that's fun. So if we assume that is going to be 16 out of 18, who's it going to be? Duke,
I would say
Siena?
let's eliminate the number one seeds,
For sure.
and let's eliminate the number two seeds.
I think that's
And
fair.
so I'll read you the 3-4 seeds, and you tell me which one is the likely upset. Let's start with the 3-14 matchup: Michigan State, North Dakota State. 3-14 matchup: Gonzaga, Kennesaw State. I can't see Gonzaga or Michigan State losing.
Yep.
Virginia against Wright State. Illinois against Penn. I know Penn just beat Yale. You're very upset about that.
Very, very upset.
Why Yale? Well,
9.5
didn't
point
foul.
favorites. You got to be kidding me.
You got to foul up three. I'm sorry. You got to foul up three. I don't get it. They're smart enough to realize that, Mackenzie. You got to foul up three. You don't let that TJ Power kid get off a three-pointer to tie the game. Anyway, those are your 3 seeds. Your 4 seeds: Nebraska against Troy, Alabama against Hofstra. Then you have Arkansas against Hawaii, Kansas against California Baptist. Which is the most vulnerable 3 or 4 seed to you?
I definitely want to say Nebraska because we've been making fun of them all year. They seem like paper
I think
tigers.
that's what I was thinking. The market just hates them, right?
According to KenPom, they are definitely one of the contenders at only 14th. But if you're just going off who's the worst KenPom team,
Who's the worst 4 seed?
it would
Yeah,
be Kansas at 21. But those numbers, I mean, how much better are they now with Patterson? I guess in rhythm. Relatively throughout the regular season, I'm not sure. I think Kansas or Nebraska I could see going down early. First game though is steep.
Nebraska is a 13.5-point favorite over Troy.
Yeah,
That's the 4 seed matchup. Michigan State is the 3 seed, 16.5-point favorites in their game.
Right.
Arkansas 15.5-point favorites in their game. Illinois 23.5-point favorites. Gonzaga 19.5-point favorites. Virginia 18.5-point favorites.
Kansas?
Alabama 13.5-point
Alabama
favorites.
13. Okay,
And then Kansas 14.5-point favorites. So we have the 13.5 for Alabama.
One of those teams goes
and the
down.
13.5 for Nebraska are the 2 smallest favorites.
I'm gonna say Kansas. It's only a point worse. Kansas
Okay.
goes down. You
All
heard
right.
it here first.
Okay. So that is another trend here for the NCAA tournament. Let's see. Let's talk about the famous upsets, right? Everyone wants to talk about a 12 always beats a 5, right? And yes, that's true. 12s have done very well against the 5s historically. A 12 seed has beaten the 5 in a first round game in 34 of 40 tournaments. 34 of the last 40 tournaments, a 12 has beaten a 5. In 3 of the last 4 years, we had multiple 12 seeds win a first round game. Now, in terms of the ATS numbers, all right, get this. The 5 seeds, let's see, was it last year or 2 years ago? 2 years ago, I think it was. They went 2023, 4-0 straight up in ATS. That like broke like a streak of just being like terrible, right? Last 2 years, 4-4 straight up, 3-5 ATS. Overall, in the last 16 tournaments, the 5 seeds against the 12 seeds are 25, 36, and 3 ATS, which means you got to be rocking with some of these 12 seeds here. So let's talk about the 12 versus the 5s, Mackenzie. Your likely upset scenarios. We have Northern Iowa against St. John's. Don't even say it because St. John's is winning that game, okay?
Gotcha.
High Point takes on Nebraska.
Patino, we trust.
I mean, High Point takes on, yes. High Point takes on Wisconsin. Akron against Texas Tech. McNeese against Vanderbilt. I feel like McNeese is going to be the popular one that people are going to play.
I don't know. I kind of like Vanderbilt. I actually have Vanderbilt winning a couple games.
You do? Okay. All right. We'll go over the gut bracket here in a couple of minutes. Let's see. Vandy, 11.5-point favorites over McNeese. That's that 12-5 that we just talked about. The other 12-5 favorites up on FanDuel right now. Let's see. We have St. John's only 10.5-point favorites over Northern Iowa. Well, I don't like the sound of that.
They were the 2 seed to go out super early last year. I feel like I have them winning a bunch of games too. That is just too much institutional knowledge.
How about
I'm
this?
not going to let it happen
Texas,
2 years in a row.
Texas Tech is only a 7.5-point favorite over Akron in the 12-5 game there.
The 2 greatest basketball players
Maybe
of all
that's the
time
upset.
were born there: Steph Curry and Seth Curry.
And Wisconsin, 9.5-point favorites over number 12, High Point. So it looks like Texas Tech the most vulnerable based on the spreads up on FanDuel right now. All right, elsewhere, let's talk about 6-11s have actually been a popular trend. 6 seeds, 31 and 33 straight up, but 25, 38, and 1 against the spread.
The 6 seeds are
in their last 64. Yeah,
So-
in their
so-
last
so
64 first-round games.
5 seeds do especially bad. First 12 seeds, 6 seeds do especially good.
No, 6 seeds don't do well. They're 25, 38, and 1 ATS.
Oh, I thought that was you're talking from. Never mind. I thought it was 25 and 13 for some reason. All right, so both 5 seeds and 6 seeds suck. All right, that's easy.
Yes.
Easy to remember.
Vulnerable. Yes, vulnerable. Let's see. Here, there's like a crazy trend here. I don't even know if it applies this year, but when there's a 6 seed as an underdog or a pick'em, right, against a 11 seed, those 6 seeds are 6 and 12 straight up in ATS. So that's like if there is a scenario where like the 11 is actually the favorite or it's a pick'em over the 6 seed, that's when it gets like, wow, it gets completely different. Let's take a look at the 6-11 matchups here in this tournament field. Well, we're not going to know about the play-in rounds, right? So we have to wait to see if Miami of Ohio, SMU, Texas, and NC State advance, and then one of those like 11 seeds could be a favorite or a pick'em. We'll see. Louisville is a 5.5-point favorite over South Florida in the 6-11 game that we already know about. North Carolina, just a 2.5-point favorite over number 11 VCU in the other 6 versus 11 matchup. So those are like the popular trendy underdogs here is the 12 seeds and the 11 seeds. So it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. And again, especially once we find out the first 4, we'll preview those first 4 games coming up tomorrow, especially the 2 games that come up tomorrow. We'll get into those games. All right, Mackenzie, now let's do the gut bracket, okay? This is how we're going to do this process. We don't think twice, okay?
Gut. Boom, boom. Bada bing.
Gut, boom, boom. Boom, boom. And this is where – but I will say the only thing that we're going to do here is that you and I are going to have to agree on it.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah, we talk it through.
So here we go. We're going to start in the East region. Duke, Siena. Duke. Okay.
Duke, bro.
Ohio State, TCU. My gut says Ohio State.
Yeah. Big Ten's good this year.
Okay.
They're coming.
St. John's, Northern Iowa, St. John's.
For sure.
Kansas, California Baptist, Kansas.
Yeah.
Louisville, South Florida. My gut says South Florida.
Ooh. Interesting. I was kind of hoping Louisville could face St. John's later down the road, but I can't disagree with you. Let's go South Florida. We need an upset here.
Number 3, Michigan State.
Mhm.
UCLA, UCF. I'm going UCLA. And UConn Furman. I'm going UConn.
I was going to go
Are we good?
UCF.
Okay.
I'll hold my protestations till later down the road. All right, yeah, and UConn's going to the final. You heard it here first.
All right. UConn, UCLA. I'm going UConn.
Yep.
Michigan State, South Florida. I'm going Michigan State.
Izzo, we trust.
Kansas, St. John's. I'm going St. John's.
St. John's.
And Duke over Ohio State.
Duke.
And then let's go Duke over St. John's.
This is where it gets interesting. I feel like
Okay.
St. John's, again, they were embarrassed in the tournament last year as one of the higher seeds, the first high seed to lose. I feel like they make a Final Four. Rick Pitino hasn't made it past the second round since 2015 with Louisville.
Okay, listen. This
He made the
is
Elite
the
Eight
gut.
that
We're
year.
not even thinking. We're not thinking. We're debating. We're just going gut. Okay. So if our gut says that, fine. Gut St. John's. I'll defer to you on this one. Then you got to give me this. I'm going to go Michigan State over UConn. I don't want the Big East rematch.
Yeah. UConn is all right. I thought they were going to the final, but I guess I was wrong. Yeah, Michigan State over UConn. I'm with you with that.
And then St. John's, Michigan State. What's our gut say?
Izzo versus Pitino. I'm going to say Pitino.
So we have St. John's in the Final Four in the gut bracket.
Yes, sir.
That's crazy.
They
Hey.
kept enough veteran leadership, infused enough talent.
Okay. Hey, Mackenzie,
The gut says-
we're not
yep.
we're not analyzing.
Right.
We're not analyzing here. We're
Right,
just
right.
doing we're just
63
doing the
games
gut.
to predict.
We're just doing the gut. That's it. We're not analyzing. That's what we have the next 3 days for. This is just our gut bracket. All right, here we go. Let's go to the South. Florida, yes, they advance. Clemson, Iowa. I'm going to go Clemson.
I'm with you with
You
that.
okay with
I'm
that?
with you with that.
Vanderbilt, McNeese. I'll go Vandy because you said Vandy
Yeah,
earlier,
yeah,
okay?
yeah, I like Vandy.
Nebraska, Troy. We hate
want
Nebraska.
to
We'll go
lose
Troy.
the first game so badly and never win a game, but no, they're going to get it here.
Oh, you like Nebraska here? Okay.
Oh, you want to go Troy? I am so down. I feel like all the pressure of they're the most highly
Let's do it.
pressurized fourth seed of all time, and they suck.
Let's do it.
Troy.
All right, Troy it is. North Carolina, VCU. Let's go North Carolina.
Yeah,
Illinois, Penn. We'll go Illinois.
yeah. Penn.
St. Mary's, Texas A&M. I'll go St. Mary's. Houston. We'll go Houston over Idaho.
Let's
I'm
go
going to go
Houston.
Houston over St. Mary's.
Houston over St. Mary's going back up. Illinois
I'm gonna go
over
North
North
Carolina.
Carolina for sure. In my opinion.
You like Illinois over North
I do.
Carolina? Okay. We'll do Vandy over Troy.
Yep.
Florida over Clemson.
Yep.
Then let's do Vandy upsets. No, Vandy. Vandy beat
Vanderbilt
Florida
is
in the
winning this
SEC.
game.
All right. And then we'll do Houston over Illinois.
No problem with that.
And Houston in the Final Four because they win that game against Vanderbilt in Houston. Basically a home game for them.
Good point. Yep.
Okay. All right. Let's go over to the West. Arizona. Yep, they advance after the first round.
Cruise.
Villanova, Utah State. Let's go Villanova.
All right.
Let's see. Wisconsin, High Point. We'll go Wisconsin. Arkansas over Hawaii.
Arkansas.
Let's pick the 11th seed to upset BYU.
Yeah, Texas over BYU. I don't even know how that's an upset.
Okay.
That's gonna be a
All
pick 'em
right. We'll
game.
do Gonzaga, Missouri or Miami. What's your gut say?
Miami.
Okay. And then Purdue. We'll do Purdue over Miami.
If there was ever a 2 seed to lose, Queens beats Purdue, but all right, we'll go Purdue. And then you think Purdue over Miami? I like Miami over Purdue.
All right. Miami over Purdue, Gonzaga over Texas,
Yep.
and then Gonzaga over Miami.
Agreed.
Let's do Arkansas over Wisconsin,
Easy.
Arizona over Villanova,
Yep.
Arizona, Arkansas. Who you got?
Arizona.
All right. Arizona, Gonzaga. Who you got?
Arizona.
What an interesting game, by the way, that would be because Tommy Lloyd, the Arizona coach, was like Mark Few's assistant for forever
Yep.
before he took over the head coaching
Some
job
would
at
say
Arizona.
he was the Bill Belichick to the Parcells that was Gonzaga.
So what do you think? The student beats the teacher here, Arizona to the Final Four.
Oh yeah, because at the end of the day, they have more talent because they give out more money. So Arizona wins
Yes.
this game.
All right, Midwest, Michigan, yes, they advance. Georgia, St. Louis. What's your gut say?
St. Louis. Look at that. Look at
Okay.
the mascot. Come
Tech- I know. The Billikens. Texas Tech, Akron. Let's go with Akron.
go with
the
Akron.
upset.
Yeah.
12 seed.
I mean, LeBron James
All
was
right.
even from there as well. I forgot about him.
There. Alabama over Hofstra, yes. Tennessee, we'll say they beat whoever comes out of that 11 seed. We'll go Virginia over Wright State.
Yep.
Santa Clara over Kentucky. What do you think about that?
Kentucky. There's already too many Gonzaga,
Okay.
St. Mary's in the field.
Sure. All right, Iowa State wins. Iowa State, Kentucky. What do you think?
Kentucky. I'm not a fan of this Iowa State
right.
team.
Virginia, Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Okay, I'll myth it. Alabama, I have over Akron.
Yeah.
Let's go Michigan over St. Louis. Michigan, Alabama. Let's go Michigan.
Michigan. This is going to be the one seed that makes a splash.
And then Tennessee, Kentucky, SEC matchup. What do you got? Tennessee?
Tennessee.
And then Michigan over Tennessee.
Yeah.
All right, so Final Four. Michigan, Arizona. Who do you got?
Arizona.
Yep. Okay. And then on the other side, our gut, St. John's, Houston.
It's going to be a good game.
Houston.
Yeah, Houston. Yeah, and
Houston. And then a rematch of the Big 12. Houston, Arizona. Arizona wins the
I think
national
Arizona wins
championship.
the national championship.
All right, there is our gut bracket. That's it. We are now never looking at this again until Wednesday night.
166 points will be the final score if you're keeping score at home and you have that particular tiebreaker.
All right, I just typed it in. Okay, so that's it. We are now not looking at this again until Wednesday night. So here's our process. Over the next couple of days, we're going to be joined on the podcast by some college basketball analysts. Our very own AJ Hoffman will hop on. He'll give us his breakdown. We'll talk to some other people as well. And we're going to get everybody's opinion on the games, the upsets. Of course, we're going to talk about the games from the point spread perspective, right? We'll get into those as we get closer and closer to the games, especially if we give out any early plays like over the next day or two before we get to Thursday's first round games. And then we will have Wednesday night our analytical bracket being filled out, and then we will compare it to our gut bracket to see where we differed and make a final decision. The final Better Day bracket will be emailed out as a part of our newsletter on Thursday morning, 6 a.m. Eastern time. Whew, I feel good about this, Mackenzie, although I just said we fold this up. We don't look at it again. I don't even remember who we picked, okay?
Right. I mean, there's a 1 in 1 trillion chance we're completely right. But, we aim for the stars. We'll land amongst the clouds or whatever that is.
Yeah, and the gut bracket that we threw out winds up being the perfect bracket.
I forgot to hit submit to All-State Challenge. Damn it. I could have won it all.
All right, let's talk NBA World Baseball Classic and take a look at the schedule for tonight.
College basketball is nonstop. Big games, tight spreads, momentum swings every night. And now FanDuel is giving you a way to turn that energy into bigger wins. With the College Basketball Parlay Profit Boost, here's how it works. Build any college hoops parlay you like. The early tip, the rivalry game, the ranked matchup, the late night West Coast shootout, mixed spreads, totals, props, whatever fits your read of the slate. Then just apply your Profit Boost and instantly bump up that potential payout. Go safe, go spicy, go with the team you've been following all season. It's your parlay, your style. Now with more upside behind it. Head to FanDuel.com/believe to get started. FanDuel, play your game. Must be 21 plus and present in select states. For Kansas, in affiliation with the Kansas Star Casino, or 18 plus and present in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. Opt-in required. Minimum 2-leg parlay required. Bonus issued as a non-withdrawable Boost Builder tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amounts. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-MY-RESET. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts, or call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York. For Louisiana, call 1-877-770-7867.
The United States outlasts the Dominican Republic 2-1 last night, winning the semifinals of the World Baseball Classic, advancing to the championship game. Paul Skeens got the start for the U.S., and he was solid. Gave up a home run to Junior Caminero early on. The United States responded with 2 home runs of their own, and nobody else scored for the remainder of the game. Mason Miller came on to close it in the 9th inning, and he got the strikeout to end the game, Mackenzie, with Fernando Tatis on deck. Her Perdomo was up, and it was a ball. It was a 3-2 count. It was ball 4. Okay, I'm not going to argue with it. If we had the ABS, the challenge system in place here for the World Baseball Classic, you would have challenged that, and it would have been a walk, and the runner would have gone on first. But this is how baseball has always been played. This is what you have to deal with. Sometimes the pitch is just too close to take, even though it's a ball.
Gotta protect the
go
plate.
down
That's
swinging,
what they
man.
taught me growing up.
You gotta protect the plate. Hey, what are you gonna do? So Dominican Republic is eliminated. That was their first loss of the tournament. The United States does win and advance. We did give out a play on this game up on betterday.com for insider and premium members. We actually took the plus 1.5 on the run line with the Dominican Republic. So
Good
that
call.
was a cover for us at plus a run and a half. The next semifinal game will take place tonight, where it is our long shot bet, Mackenzie, of Team Italy taking on Venezuela. Currently up on FanDuel right now, Venezuela minus 196. I gotta be honest, man. I know we have the long shot bet on Italy, the 20-1, and we placed the 80-1 on Vinny Pasquantino, who's down to 30-1, by the way, now to win the MVP. I feel like Italy plus a 1.5 has got to be the play here for tonight.
Yeah, I mean, look how tight the first game was. This is
Yeah.
What was the final? Japan USA back in the day? It was like 3-2. It seems like all these games are very tight.
Yeah, total, and this one's 10.5 too. And I know that's the same thing. Like last night, everyone was like the announcers last night were like, "Oh, we were expecting a slugfest with both of these lineups." No, like this was a playoff game. The pitchers were on point. There was, how many strikeouts there were last night?
Yeah.
The United States roster struck out 15 times. 15.
Aaron
Luis
Judge is the
Severino
favorite to win like the tournament MVP. He had 2 strikeouts
Yeah.
again. I feel like I want to bet over his home runs and over his strikeouts in every game.
in the championship game.
Yeah.
I mean,
every
think
game.
about that.
Meaning the championship game.
Think about it. Like 15 strikeouts for the U.S. and they win that game. Paul Skeens only had 2 strikeouts in his 4 1/3 innings. Mason Miller gets the save at the end there in the 9th inning. So we'll see. The U.S. pitchers now have to come back in a day or so, and we'll see the championship game against the winner of Team Italy and Venezuela, where we are rooting for the Italians to win this
Can
game.
you say that? I feel like you used to run a pizza shop, so you can say that.
I can say Italians.
Yeah. You got it.
The Italian Stallions.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, Cella Luna. The championship game will be tomorrow, of course. And
What'd you call my
update
mother?
you on that. But we are going with Team Italy. We'll take the plus of 1.5 here, protect ourselves on the run line here with Team Italy tonight. All right, let's get into the NBA. Mackenzie, take a look at this schedule for tonight, and you let me know if there's anything that's been on your mind that is burning here in the association. So here's what we have on deck. The Golden State Warriors are at the Washington Wizards. Warriors are 8-point favorites. The Magic visit the Hawks, and currently up on FanDuel, the Hawks 2.5-point favorites. Suns visit the Celtics. Boston laying 9.5 here against Phoenix. Obviously, whenever both of these teams play now, or any team plays, you have to check the injury report. But assuming it's a clean injury report for both teams tonight, Mackenzie, is this too big of a spread? What do you think?
I think it's too big of a spread because the Celtics, like against the Wizards, are going to be comfortably ahead most of the game. And we've seen them do this in years past down the stretch. There's a lot of things to work out, kinks to try out, different lineups. I feel like that's going to keep the game artificially tight because the bigger they get up, the Celtics, the more they're able to try different things. And I feel like the Suns keep this close just like the Wizards did.
Yeah, so right now with the injury report here for the Suns, it looks like all it is Dillon Brooks and Mark Williams still out. With Devin Booker playing, they lost earlier this year, 97-81, but no Devin Booker in that game, no Jason Tatum, obviously, and no Jaylen Brown in that game either. So this will be a much different game than the last one.
And a trend that we've noticed especially post All-Star break, is the Suns seem to do better against teams that have less experience against them, teams that they're facing for the first time, because with their coaching staff, how different they are than facing most teams. So it's kind of like they're facing the Celtics for the first time with all those guys out.
All right. Elsewhere on the schedule, you got the Blazers at the Nets. Portland, a 10-point road favorite. Mavericks visit the Pelicans. New Orleans, 8.5-point favorites. The Grizzlies are at the Bulls. Chicago laying 6. Lakers are at the Rockets. Mackenzie. Houston, a 2.5-point favorite tonight.
Lakers have put it together, one of the best wins of the season over the Nuggets. And, LeBron taking less than 15 shots the last couple of games, maybe he is more of a selfless player than I had anticipated, because he was kind of a drag on their offense for most of the season. I still think the Rockets are a better team, though. I think most of the metrics say that. But I've upgraded the Lakers. If LeBron is doing less, I think the team can go further than otherwise.
Or if he's out.
True. Always a huge value when he's out, because the market's going to say the Lakers have a less chance to win, and we know that's the opposite of the truth.
And finally, the Spurs are laying 9.5 at the Clippers tonight, Mackenzie.
I mean, this was the line essentially. I guess Kawhi's day-to-day, and all right, I'm looking at doubtful now. All right, the line makes sense then, because when it was 7.5 at San Antonio, it seemed absurd. Spurs came back and win that game, but it was definitely closer than the line. But without Kawhi, it's just it's a different kind of affair. It's more of an exhibition.
Yeah, it makes sense. That's what we're looking at right now with the injury report with Kawhi day-to-day or doubtful for this game. Let's take a look at the NHL schedule for tonight. The Kings are at the Rangers, the red-hot New York Rangers, by the way, who put together 4 straight wins. So right now up on FanDuel, the Kings, a short -120 road favorite. Flames are at the Red Wings, Detroit -184. The Bruins visit the Devils, New Jersey -125. Utah is at Dallas -156. And the Penguins are at the Avalanche, and Colorado, a massive -240 favorite. There is a strong trend, Mackenzie, that played out again yesterday, one that we played for BetterDay.com Insider and Premium members. We went 2-1 playing this trend. And it's something that, I've been tracking. Obviously, I track all the rest situations and all that stuff, right? Well, this season, when both teams are playing on no rest, the underdogs are covering the puck line at a ridiculous rate. And when they are home underdogs, it's even better. So this year, when both teams are on the second of a back-to-back, okay? The next time we're going to have this, by the way, is, I believe, next Sunday, Golden Knights and Stars, I think. I looked up at the schedule. Both teams are on 0 rest. The underdogs are 37-11 on the puck line this year.
Wow. It's pretty, what's that,
so on
75%, 50-game sample? It's not bad.
77.1%. So on the +1.5 puck line, 37-11. If you bet every dog when both teams are on the second of a back-to-back, if you just bet every dog on the puck line, +1.5, you are up $1,565 this year. Now, if they're home dogs, think about how rare this is, right? Both teams are on 0 rest. The home dog, 13-4 on the puck line this year.
So let's think about what that trend is actually saying. So when both teams are fatigued, 0 days rest, the favorite is less motivated than most favorites are, and they don't win by margin. Seems to make sense. Holds up to logic.
Yeah, I mean, the straight-up numbers aren't great for the dogs. Like, overall, both teams are on no rest. The dogs are 21-27. So they're still losing. Like, the favorites are still winning, like, over 50% of the time, almost 60% of the time. But they're not winning, as Mackenzie said, by margin. They're not covering the 1.5 on the puck line. Sometimes these games go to overtime. Like, it's just a battle. An unexpected battle. So, and the unders,
Some would say it's one battle after another.
Unders are 60%, by the way.
Come on.
28, 19, and 1. I didn't watch that movie, so I don't know.
I didn't watch that movie either. I did watch Hamnet and Sinners. It was a great year for movies. I would recommend, if you haven't seen those two, great movies right there.
So Oscars were last night, and Michael B. Jordan won Best Actor for Sinners.
That was the one odds that was like 50-50. but
Yeah,
everything else kind of went to
Chalamet-
Hoyle.
People thought Chalamet was gonna win, right?
Yeah, I wonder. I mean, I wonder if the press. How do you feel about ballet? Are you willing? Are you willing to get canceled over your feelings about ballet and opera? No comment.
I have no comments. Yeah,
I love all people. I respect all culture.
yeah. I do have to watch Marty Supreme. I have not seen it yet.
I'm sure it's good. I'm sure it's good. And he
I'm
does
sure
seem
it's
like a
good,
pretty
too.
good actor. It was interesting. The odds-wise casting was supposed to go to Sinners. It went to one battle after another. And cinematography was the opposite. It was 80% going to go to one battle after another and went to Sinners. So everybody comes home a winner.
All right. Yeah, maybe we should dive more into that stuff. I would be more into doing those prediction market things for other pop culture things. Maybe not so much like the award shows, but like, I can get into I'm pretty good at figuring out who's going to win like American Idol and things like that. So maybe,
I wonder if
The Bachelor
Succession
and
was
whatnot.
as big as it was in 2023 right now, if there'd be
Yes.
who's going to win Succession, Kalshi.
Yes.
I would have
Yes,
lost money
there
on
would be.
Shiv and Kendall at different points.
There already were odds like that. I mean, there was odds on who was gonna sit on the Iron Throne at the end of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I remember that.
Everyone would have lost that.
I would have asked for a
Everyone.
refund. That was such a stupid end. I would have been like, that doesn't count. I know that it was rewritten.
Will you accept? Why do you think I came all this way? Shut up. All right, a reminder, we're going to continue to break down the brackets over the next couple of days, and we'll have more information, obviously, in our newsletters. We're going to talk to all of our experts, and we're going to fill out our analytical bracket coming up on Wednesday, and then we will get you maybe on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday we'll compare the two. But either way, we will have our final bracket emailed out to all Better Day members. Whether it's a free member or a paid member, you'll get the email. It'll be in our newsletter, 6 a.m. Thursday morning prior to the first round games. As always, to learn more about how to become a Better Day Insider or Premium member, just click on the link on our homepage at betterday.com. Daily free plays available for you there as well. And we got some big announcements coming this week as we gear up for Major League Baseball coverage. For Mackenzie Rivers, I'm Scott Seidenberg. Here's hoping you make today and every day a better day.
You've dedicated yourself to the mission in uniform. Now it's time to master the next one. At American Military University, you'll find affordable, flexible online programs built for those who serve. For over 30 years, tens of thousands of service members and veterans have trusted AMU to provide the support and resources to help them succeed. It's time to master the next mission at AMU. Visit amu.apus.edu.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.